Over the past 2 weeks, we got to go to my bucket list destination, Lake Como. There are a ton of different ways that you can get to Lake Como, but we went through Milan where we stayed there and then took a train to Lake Como. When we decided we wanted to come to Milan, we weren't sure where to stay, but there was an Airbnb in the Navali district. So we just did a quick Google search to see if this area is okay, and it turns out to be one of the best parts of Milan. There's a river bar area with crystal blue water that flows directly to the Mediterranean. If you're ever in Milan, be sure to check this area out because in my opinion, it's one of the best places to stay, away from the city center, and it still has a ton to do. It's a work day here in Milan, so we're taking it easy. We're also gonna try some Italian street food here in Milan. It's not like other places where you go and street food might be in a cart on the side of the road. Most of Italian street food is inside of shops, so for breakfast, you can walk in and get croissants and pastries. And for lunch and dinner, they have different types of panzerotti, which is like a pizza or other type of fillings inside of like a baked bread or a fried bread. And they have a bunch of other stuffs.
First night. I didn't get anything good.
It's like a Hot Pocket?
But way better.
We just arrived in Lake Como. We're in Como City right now. When coming to Lake Como, everyone knows about Bellagio, they know about Varenna, the main spots that everyone wants to see, but also a very underrated city is the Como City itself, which is very historical. It's very beautiful. You can get here quick from Milan on a train, so we decided to stay a night here just to explore it. They have a beautiful church here. It almost reminds me of Duomo in Milan, but just a lot of life here. There's everyone's like at a bar, or there's like people playing music in the streets. It's super cool. Como City has a large park down by the water where there's swimming and food vendors. Kaylee and I walked down here during the evening and it was a great spot to see the sunset. I was also able to get into the water and it was so refreshing after being in the humidity all day long. We spent the next few nights in Varenna. Varenna is the most picturesque city I have ever been in. When you come via ferry, you immediately see all of these beautiful houses and this church on the hill. When we finally got off the ferry, we walked through cobblestone streets to our room, and it feels like you took a step back in time. Another spot that we passed on the ferry to Varenna that I'm not sure if we're gonna get a chance to visit or not is Nessa. It's a very small town, but it has a waterfall and like a really pretty bridge that you can jump off of in front of the waterfall. So if you have a chance, it's closer to Como, definitely visit Nessa because that just blew my mind the way that city looked. As soon as Kaylee and I started exploring Varenna, we realized that there was an amazing swimming spot like right down the hill from our hotel. So we're gonna go get changed and check it out because it is so hot. Bellissimo. After swimming in this spot the night before, I knew I wanted to come down here and fly the drone, and these shots did not disappoint.
We're here at the dock.
Let's go, it's boat day.
Nobody's here yet.
Is this a scam? We missed our chance to buy tickets for the famous Villa Balbianello, but that's okay because I think we did the next best thing. We got a chance to rent a boat and go buy it, and I also got a chance to fly my drone around it, which was super cool. If you haven't heard of Villa Balbianello, one of the reasons it's so famous besides its beauty is that a scene from Star Wars was shot here. Right now we're just going around the lake and visiting some cool spots. The views from the lake are just so beautiful, and if you have the chance while you're visiting Lake Como, definitely rent a boat. Alright, I'm trying to land my drone on the boat. I do not recommend this. Go back, honey, go back. Right there.
Watch your arm.
Ow. I didn't know that you couldn't land your drone on a boat that is moving, so when we tried to land it on the boat, it didn't recognize the boat as like a platform that you could land on because we were shifting. So I tried to catch it and I accidentally cut myself a little bit, but that's okay because it's one of those things that you just live and you learn. If you have a drone and you didn't get cut, you actually have a drone. But I probably will never be doing that again because that was just super stressful. If you have a drone and you've flown it on a boat and you've kind of mastered this landing on the boat and you know how to do it, please leave a comment because I'm interested to see if it's even possible. I've seen a bunch of other people on YouTube being able to fly their drones from boats that aren't that bigger than the one that we have. We just got back from our day on Lake Como. It blew me away, the views on this lake. There are so many small towns that when you're taking the ferry over, you don't really realize how beautiful they are because you don't get like right up close to them. I think I will definitely come back to Lake Como, but when I do, I'll try to stay in one of these more low-key towns. Although we didn't get a chance to swim at Nessa, it was really cool seeing the town because it is just so beautiful. And it also has a waterfall that comes right behind this beautiful bridge that people jump off of. I really wanted to jump off of it, but if you go there on a boat, just know that it's a super small, crowded area that you have to have someone manning the boat at all times, and even then it's very stressful for one person. So we both just stayed on the boat and just viewed the beautiful waterfall that was right behind it. Next time I'm here, I'm definitely swimming in Nessa. We took an evening trip over to the iconic Bellagio. There are so many cities on Lake Como, big and small, to visit, but after doing research and hearing how famous Bellagio was, I think we just had to go visit it. Although very similar, Varenna and Bellagio both have their own feels, and I would recommend visiting them both while visiting Lake Como. We spent 3 full days in Lake Como, and I really feel like I barely scratched the surface. I didn't realize until our last day there that there was a castle on the hill in Varenna that overlooked the city. I was hoping that I could fly my drone up, that way I could see it a bit closer, but I hit max altitude and I couldn't even get close to it. Next time we're here, I'm checking out this castle. For both Kaylee and I, Lake Como was a top destination and it did not disappoint. If you think there was a location at Lake Como that we missed during our stay, be sure to leave a comment because we'll definitely be back to Lake Como and I want to see it.